Hi, welcome. I'm Lauri Glenn, featured presenter at the upcoming Restorative Arts and Yoga Festival this May in Grand Labakan, Lake Tahoe. Today is part 2 of our 3-part series discussing the powerful and healing practice of Yoga Nidra meditation. In part 1, we discussed what is Yoga Nidra. So today we're going to discuss a distinguishing aspect of Yoga Nidra called Sankalpa, or heartful intention. Sankalpa breaks down into 2 words, san, meaning of the highest truth or of the heart, and kalpa, meaning a vow to be followed above all others. So when we put the 2 together, sankalpa, we get a vow made of our highest truth or of the heart. So that is sankalpa. And there's 2 umbrellas, I guess I would say, in which Sankalpa may fall under. The first one being more of a broader general statement of a state of being or something you wish for your life. So I'll give you a couple examples of some very broad statements. You may use the Sankalpa, I am joy. I am compassionate presence. I am loving kindness. These are broader general statements of a state of being that you may wish for your life, for the rest of your life, or maybe just for a period of time. So that's one umbrella under which Sankalpa may fall. The second umbrella which Sankalpa may fall under is, and has been, I've heard referred to as stepping stone Sankalpas, and I really like that phrase because it makes sense to me, and I think it's clear in forming these Sankalpas. They may be smaller Sankalpas that help you get to that bigger Sankalpa, or they may be totally unrelated. They don't necessarily have to be related. So those are the 2 umbrellas under which it may fall, the broader general or the more stepping stone Sankalpa. So there are some things to consider in forming your Sankalpa and in stating it. The first one is in regards to stating it. A Sankalpa is stated in the present tense as though it already exists. By stating your intention in this way, you reinforce the statement as truth, and you begin to form a neural pathway in your physiology, in the nervous system, of this statement existing. So pretty cool. So for example, smoking. If you were trying to quit smoking, rather than saying, I'm going to try and quit smoking, you would state it as such. I choose not to smoke. I don't smoke. I choose a smoke-free life. Those are a few examples. So the second thing you're going to want to consider in the forming of your Sankalpa is to explore your initial Sankalpa a little bit deeper for the underlying essence of it, for the underlying meaning, the heartful part. So if your desire was to quit smoking, you might ask yourself, what will my life look like? What will my life feel like or be like if I succeed at this, quitting smoking? Your answer might be that you might feel healthier, more vibrant, more energized. You will hopefully live longer to enjoy this planet and your family and your friends. So in taking those things into consideration, you may form your Sankalpa around that by stating something such as, because I honor my health and my life, I choose a smoke-free life. So that's a little example. So thirdly, your Sankalpa may and most likely will evolve as you work with it. It may evolve because you realize it and you move on to something else, or it may just start to unravel itself a little more and you evolve the wording or the actual statement itself. So, for example, after you've quit smoking, let's say, and you're starting to feel a little more vibrant and you're starting to feel a little more life and embracing life, you may shift your Sankalpa to a little bit broader of a statement like that first umbrella we discussed. So your Sankalpa may be something along the lines of, I am vibrant and full of life. I embrace life with joy and limitless energy. Something like that. So it starts to become a broader statement. So you can see how the Sankalpa, not unlike an onion, peeling back the layers to reveal what's inside, has its own evolution. And it takes a little bit of time and a little bit of thought to work with it. But don't let that intimidate you from just starting somewhere. Pick an intention that resonates with you. Think on it for a little bit to find a little underlying meaning, and then stick with that for a little while. And that brings me to the last point. It's suggested that you work with one Sankalpa until it's realized before you move on to another one, in order to really focus your energy and focus the power of intention on one thing rather than being scattered. So, as you begin to work with your Sankalpa within the practice of Yoga Nidra consciously, you'll find that your Sankalpa weaves its own way into your subconscious, into your physiology, and into your life in a positive way. Pretty good stuff. So, thank you for joining me today and getting the lowdown on Sankalpa. I'll look forward to seeing you or speaking to you in the third part of this 3-part series. Thanks so much. Namaste.